Who do you have that you can call at 3 a.m. when stuff hits the fan? When you feel like you need someone or something, who do you call? And
Yeah.
most men don't have anybody. The older they get, the less their 3 a.m. friends exist. And so
Somebody said to me, said, Steve, in your amazing journey, you've achieved so much. What have been your sacrifices? And I thought, I don't know, because I'm a positive mindset. I always think about the positive. I always think about what I've achieved, and rather than all the negative stuff. And I struggled on it really. And even now, I'd struggle to dig down deep. I've probably buried them and kind of moved on. But it's something that I'm working on. So I had some mental health problems 2 years ago, because I wasn't admitting to how bad things were. People saying, "How are you, Steve?" And I say, "I'm fine. How are you?" I twist it around very quickly. And things were really bad in my relationship, in my business, in money, and just various things. I ended up in hospital, and I realized that for once that there was a connection between mental health and physical health. I was very fit and healthy, but because my mental health was bad, my immune system was broken down, etc. So I made a pact 2 years ago to be more open, be more authentic, speak to more people all the time. And I'm on this journey because it's very difficult when you're running your own business. You do want to look good. You do want to look fantastic. As a motivational speaker, I want to look motivating all the time, but it's not real. And people love it when you're authentic. Now, I'm not saying I go on social media and I have a pity party and I say, "Oh, woe is me. Please send me some messages. I'm having a bad day." I won't do that. What I will do, though, is the day after, when I've pulled myself out of it and I'm working towards it, I say, yesterday was a bad day. This was happening. But what I did about it was I went and got some fresh air. I took some time out. I did some meditation. I spoke to my friends, etc., etc. I'm giving something again to help people. That's all I want to do. I just want to help people with all my experiences, whether it's from 20 years ago or from like last week. If I can turn that into a message, if I can realize what my sacrifices have been and explain why I did them so that I could achieve and succeed, and then it's up to me whether I think that was good or bad. And it's the same for the other people. They've got to consider that. What are their sacrifices? Your son at 13, 14 years old going away, that's a big sacrifice, but he's living the dream. That's a good thing. So it really is up to the individual how they convince themselves or convince others around them, and also if they get that support. And again, that comes down to your golden gang. Your golden gang, saying, yeah, you should do this, because you can see the light in your eyes shine when you talk about it. You need to go and live your dream. Go for it. I will support you. What can I do to help you? This is the best words that you can hear. So yes, sacrifices, they are there, but it's about justification as well.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Steve, I think anybody that lives a positive and optimistic life often misses maybe some of the mild concussions. When, let's think of your trauma in the car accident as a major concussion. It's a major trauma. There's a lot of minor traumas that happen and they build up. And when you're going through an adverse time or you're building towards something, it's inevitable that occasionally things boil up to the top, because when your mental game is stronger than the physical, and they're connected, like you said, I've often had problems where, there are autoimmune issues or other things that start popping up because my mental game is like, I'm fine, I'm good, we're going, we got this. And then all of a sudden the body is screaming at me going, you don't have this, you need a rest. What's wrong with you? Like, take a break, breathe. And so I think we all go through those challenges in different ways. Some people are very in tune with the physical, and they struggle with the mental. Some are very, very, you obviously probably, this wasn't the first challenging thing you've been through. Something earlier in your childhood impacted you that probably taught you that you can get through just about anything. Is there a moment that you go back to that reminds you of that, or is it just the mild concussions that built you there? So you were just prepared to have that mentality when it happened.
So when I was in hospital, I reached out to my mastermind group, the people that hadn't told about how bad things were. And my mastermind group, they're 5 people that are also speakers, professional speakers, so we can help each other. Because it can be quite lonely when you're running your own business. Anyway, one of them said, Steve, and I hope you get better soon. Can't wait to see you. By the way, don't forget to take photos. I said, what do you mean take photos? She said, because surely this is going to be a keynote going forward. And this is what it's become. So now I talk about mental health for the purpose of helping other people. And to do that, yes, I have gone back into my journey to find out how I've dealt with it in the past. Now, I got some therapy, I got some counseling. From what we can gather, there was nothing wrong with my childhood. It was a really good childhood. So nothing there. But again, my life has been a bit strange because I had that catalyst moment with the near fatal car accident. So I think things like that have really messed it up in a way, but also changed me in a person. Not ruined it. I never say ruined my life, but changed my life. So I think about the mental health problems I had going through that journey. Yes, of course I did. When I was told that I may never walk again and subjecting pain on myself 3 times a day. I mean, it's going to do something with your head. So I had some very low periods in that time thinking, why am I doing all this? I hate it. I don't want to do it anymore. As an elite athlete, I had a lot of pressure. I had a full-time job in construction while I had a family with 2 kids, and I was trying to become an elite athlete in swim, bike, and run. 24 hours in the day wasn't enough for me. There's a lot of pressure from my wife, from my boss, and stuff like that. And I had mental health problems there, and I dealt with it in my way there. And now recently in my business, I've had mental health problems. So it's about me finally, I would say, learning how I've done it in my rehabilitation, elite athlete, and in business. People always say, what's the one answer? And there's not really a one answer, but the main answer is to share more, to talk more, to say what's going on. And if you struggle, this is a bit of advice to people. If you do struggle to share with other people, whether it's your partner or your friends or your family, I get that. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward, or you haven't got a therapist or you haven't got a counselor. For sakes, share with yourself. Just admit to yourself what you're going through. Talk to yourself, go outside where nobody can hear you, but talk to yourself, or write a journal, or listen to music, listen to the lyrics, find that song that is exactly what you're going through so you can relate, or read poetry, but do something. Don't just say, I'm fine, and move on, because I did that and it didn't end good. So that's the main thing, is to share more. And I've realized that. So if I can portray that, and I actually did a keynote on Wednesday, my mental health keynote, and it's fantastic to get it out there. It's very emotional. It's very hard for me to put it out there, but I'm doing it for a reason. I know my why, and so I keep on doing it. So yeah, that's the main thing.
Well, I think it's extremely authentic, and the truth is, everybody goes through these battles. Every single person has these battles, and to be able to talk about it and communicate it, the most important thing to take out of that is you're not alone. Nobody is alone. There's always somebody who's there waiting to listen, wanting to help you. And sometimes all you have to do is talk about it. It's not even about looking for a solution. It's just talking it through so you can get it out in the open. Like you're saying, communication is so important, and holding it in can be very, very challenging. I also think that you have to separate performance and results from you as a human, meaning that you are not a bad person because a business fails. You are not bad at business because a business fails. You are not a bad friend because a friendship falters. There's a lot of things that are out of your control, and you do the best that you can in those scenarios. And the more we talk about it, the more we communicate it, especially for men. Because the truth is, I think women have a great outlet. They usually have a wide circle. They spend a lot of time talking about things that are great, that are challenging, that are bothering them. I mean, just it's open, it's normal, it's emotional. Men do not do that. We go to the pub or the restaurant, we watch the game, we talk crap about each other. I mean, we joke on each other 90% of the time. It's like there's an entire feeling about that. Then we leave and we feel great. We're like, man, what a great day. I had a great time. And all we did was get pummeled by our friends, and vice versa. Right. And, but there's occasionally, as I've gotten older, I have some friendships where I'm not afraid to say anything. I'm not afraid to talk about anything. I know that I can call them when I need something. The conversation I just had a couple podcasts ago was about your 3 a.m. friends. Who do you have that you can call at 3 a.m. when stuff hits the fan? When you aren't feeling like when you feel like you need someone or something, who do you call? And
Yeah.
most men don't have anybody. The older they get, the less their 3 a.m. friends exist. And so we got to make sure we're cultivating those friendships and cultivating that communication strategy, cultivating a mastermind group if it's for business, whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's so true. When I was in hospital, I made a list of all the people that I hadn't spoken to and about anything, including my brother, my sister, my mum, my best friend. It was ridiculous. And I started leaning forward, texting them and saying, "Hi, how are you?" Or just the word "hi." And they would come back, "Hi, how are you?" And then the ball starts rolling. But what I learned was I started sharing what I was going through with everybody. And I found it pretty much what you were saying, Scott, is finding the right people. There's right people for the right subject. So speaking to one of my best mates about my relationship that had broken down after 7 years, and the love that I'd lost and the feelings, he wasn't brilliant at understanding what I'd been going through. He was really good at talking about goal setting and DIY jobs and Excel spreadsheets. But my female friend, she was really good at talking about relationships and love. And I thought, okay, here we go. So she's good for this. I will talk to her about relationships, and he's good for DIY jobs and Excel spreadsheets and goal setting. And it's about finding the right people for the right subject. And the only way you're going to find those people is to talk to everybody about everything and then find out what they're good at. And that takes ages, but then that's homework, isn't it?
So YouTube has this cool feature where they pick the next video for you, and it's right here on this screen. So I hope you enjoy this next video.